Yeah, I actually have four appearances this year, so I think that may be a record for me. The first one is a rapid fire session. I think we'll have to check the show notes on that one. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday night. The idea behind this is that it's going to be 2 hours worth of presentations that are each 5 minutes long. So you really need to get right to the point. And luckily, I'm from Jersey, so I talk pretty fast, and I don't think that should be a problem for me.
Okay.
But it was a good opportunity to pick a topic that really doesn't warrant its own full-blown session. So I'm going to do a 5 minutes on Apple's data detectors and how the iOS and Mac OS systems both are set to recognize certain types of data as what they are. So in other words, if you get an email from somebody that says, let's have lunch tomorrow, the operating system is smart enough to know that it can turn that into a calendar contact for you. So just by kind of hovering over that email message, it'll turn into a little arrow. You can click on that. It'll offer to create an iCal event for you. And it's also smart enough to figure out that if you're having lunch tomorrow and today's Monday, well, let's preset that for Tuesday at 12 on that. So that's number one. And then the second thing I'm going to do is participate in a panel. You were kind enough to ask me to come back again to do a parenting. Last year we did a parenting in the age of the internet, and this year we're doing parenting in the age of the mobile internet, if I understand correctly. So as the father of three rapidly growing children, last year I had three teenagers. Now one of them is no longer a teenager. I'm happy to participate in that and lend whatever insights my wife has drilled into my head over the years and pass those along.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun session again. We had such a great response last year.
Absolutely. I mean, no longer is it enough to just say, here are the rules on the desktop computer that's in the living room or the family room or wherever it may be, because now you have these little mobile computers that the kids can stick in their pockets and take wherever they want. So the idea of monitoring and controlling and knowing what's going on becomes very different. And I think parents are reluctant to talk to each other about some of this sometimes because they're sort of afraid to admit that they don't know as much as they think they should about it, or they're worried about discovering that they've been doing it wrong, all these years. And so we help to dispel some myths there, and not necessarily tell people what they should do, but just give them some things to think about and to consider when they make the decisions for their own kids. Yeah, the four, I'll skip to number 4 in order. I'll be appearing again with the Macworld All-Star Band at Cirque du Mac, and that's always a blast. I think we've been doing that for, it's either 10 or 11 years now. I think we've done a full decade's worth of parties, and boy, does that make me feel old. But we always have a good time.
You're just classic now, Chuck. That's all.
That's it. Yeah, we're classic rock and roll. Yeah, some of the songs that we're playing as oldies now were new when we first started this, but that's okay. But as long as people keep coming back and have a good time there, we're happy to continue it. Dave Hamilton of the Mac Observer and Backbeat Media has put together this party for us for the last several years now. I think we're on Cirque du Mac 8.0 or something at this point. And has a slew of terrific sponsors that help us really put together a great bash. So it's always a lot of fun. It's always packed to the rafters. Unfortunately, the only limitation is those pesky fire code laws on how many people we can fit into the place. But so Friday morning at 10 a.m., I'll be doing a session that I'm very excited about. It's called The Geek Outdoors. And the question we're going to try to answer there is, can high adventure and high technology coexist? So we'll be talking about bringing your iPhone and your iPad out camping with you and the apps that can help you get more out of your experience. Some other cool technology that really isn't even Apple or iPhone or iPad or anything related to that. And also things like how to protect your devices, how to keep power, because we all know that an iPhone battery has trouble enough lasting a full day, let alone a weekend. And most trees don't have electrical outlets, in my experience. So we're going to try to show you how to make sure you can keep your devices powered up through all the great things that you're going to use them for over that camping weekend.